the Lafayette sign. I would like to welcome you to Lafayette. My name is Bill Wakeman. I was born at what is now 241 Lafayette Circle on January 4th, 1921. Now I can figure out how old I am. But Lafayette is a big city suburb with a rural flavor. Lafayette has come a long way since its humble beginnings a few years before the gold rush, but it still retains the flavor of a pastoral rural community. Let's go back to its early years. Early Lafayette. This photo taken in 1900 from a hill near the present Cape Cod House gives a hint of what Lafayette was like as a farming community. The road through town is Mount Diablo Boulevard. By this time even, Lafayette was a budding community. It really got its start when some Yankee farmers crossed the plains in a covered wagon and bought a former Spanish land grant, Rancho Acalanes, in 1847. Elam and Margaret Allen Brown. Elam Brown bought Rancho Acalanes in 1847, raised grain and cattle, and built the first grist mill in the county, which was located where the Park Theater now stands. He was a member of the state convention in 1849, which framed the state constitution. He was the county's first legislator. Margaret was Elam's second wife, and a widow with 11 children whose husband died crossing the plains in Elam Brown's wagon train. She gave Elam the $900 to buy the rancho. She had stored it in the clock case while she went across country. Elam Brown's third home was built around 1858. The photo was taken in 1893. The Brown home was built south of Lafayette Creek on the street now known as Lafayette Circle. 3 generations of the Brown family lived in this home. Map of the Brown home site and farm. Oakland Street and Huff Avenue are now known as Lafayette Circle. The Browns' corrals, barn, and chicken pens were south of the creek. The hayfield, pasture, orchard, and vegetable gardens were between the creek and Mount Diablo Boulevard. Elam Brown's home site is where Paytar's restaurant is now located. Historical marker. In front of Paytar's restaurant is an historical marker about the Brown home. So be sure to take a look at it whenever you are in town. It was placed there by the Lafayette Historical Society. Brown burial stone. Elam and Margaret Brown were buried in the Martinez Cemetery. Both lived a long and active life. Elam died in 1889 at the age of 92 years. Margaret died before him in 1884 at the age of 89. Jenny Bickerstaff. Jenny was a teacher in Lafayette's grammar school from 1899 to 1902. Born in 1872, she taught in Lafayette, Moraga, and Walnut Creek schools for 37 years. She continues to be one of the most famous people from the early days in Lafayette. Bickerstaff home. This home was built by Jenny's father, James Bickerstaff, in 1879. Jenny lived in this home for 85 years until it was razed in 1964. She died a few months later. The redwood tree, glimpsed at the left, was planted in 1928 by Jenny and still stands. Her garden was filled with old-fashioned flowers, roses, hollyhock, bluebells, and forsythia. Diablo Foods and Jenny's redwood tree. In 1976, a major fire destroyed the grocery store and badly damaged the tree. The store was rebuilt, and after heavy watering for several months, Jenny's charred tree was saved, and by 1977 was green again. This photo shows how the store and tree looked in 1986. Jenny Bickerstaff on her horse Topsy. She first taught at a Moraga school located at the corner of Glorietta and Moraga Way. In order to get to school, she would ride west on Mount Diablo Boulevard to the canyon where the Lafayette Reservoir is now located, through that canyon, over the hill to Glorietta, and Glorietta to the school. It was a distance of 3 miles, and she had to go through 5 gates. The road that they're on is Mount Diablo Boulevard, and the mountain itself is in the background. The white building is the Good Templar Hall in downtown Lafayette, where the Union Station now stands, near Plaza Park and the Park Theater. The first Lafayette Grammar School. Miss Jenny was not Lafayette's first teacher. Benjamin Shreve was. He built his first school in the early 1850s. It was located on Golden Gate Way between 1st and 2nd Street. This picture was taken in the 1880s at a community dance party. Will Huff, who has a street named after him, is a fiddler standing in the wagon. Third Grammar School. The third Lafayette Grammar School, built in 1893 at a cost of $2,000, was built on Moraga Road in front of the old second school pictured at the rear. Miss Jenny taught in this school and is supposed to be in the group picture of the school student body. The second school building was relocated on Mount Diablo Boulevard and is now Killarney House. The Lafayette Methodist Church. Can you see the outlines of the Lafayette's third grammar school? The original belfry still stands as part of the Methodist Church, including the bell that was put in the belfry in 1893. The new Lafayette School. This is the school that I attended for 8 years. Now there are 4 elementary schools and 1 junior high school, down from a total of 10 schools in the 1870s. Can you recognize your school? Burton Valley School. The upper grade portion of this school was formerly known as Fairview Junior High, while the lower grade portion was known as Marywood Elementary. Happy Valley School. This school sits on land which was once a part of the large Ocolannis Rancho. Spring Hill School. This school is in the Rawlins Valley and is on land which was one of the Rancho de la Cañada del Pino. M.H. Stanley Intermediate School. Lafayette's only junior high school was named for Matthew Howard Stanley, a longtime resident of Lafayette and a former school board member for 37 years. He was also trustee of the Ocolannis High School District. This is a photograph of a hotel that was located on the corner of Mount Diablo and Moraga Road, where the World Savings Bank is now located. This hotel was built in 1890 and intentionally torched in 1892 by the son of the builder when the bartender would not serve him drinks after hours. Historic downtown Lafayette, circa 1900. By 1900, Lafayette had grown enough to have its own general store, meat market, hotel, post office, and blacksmith shop, all surrounding the Plaza Park. Plaza Way is on the left, Moraga Road is in front of the hotel and meat market. Mount Diablo Boulevard is to the right. The hotel at the corner is the new Lafayette Hotel, which was built to replace the one which burned down by Philip Lamp in 1900. It served the community until 1925 when a cook left a pan of food on the wood stove, and this hotel also burned down. World Savings, 1986. The World Savings building now occupies the space of the old Lafayette Hotel. Another view of Plaza Park. The Pioneer Store and the meat market can be easily seen in this photo of the Plaza Park area. The Wayside Inn still cannot be seen, but it is to the left of the Pioneer Store. Plaza Park today. Plaza Park itself has changed from a grassy space surrounded by dirt roads to a beautifully landscaped island in the heart of a busy community. The Plaza Park remembers Elam Brown. Mounted in the Plaza Park is one of the original grist mill stones from Elam Brown's mill to remind us all of the past. Also a plaque commemorating the 19 trips through Lafayette made by the Pony Express. There is another video which will show you more about these events. Wayside Inn, circa 1894. The photograph is 1909. In the early years, the inn was known as a first-class saloon. The building still stands across from Plaza Park at 3521 Golden Gate Way. This building is now designated as a state point of historical interest. The inn was built by Edward J. Brady and was later owned and named by Thomas H. Reed. Wayside Inn, 1922. The tavern eventually became the Plaza Meat Market, owned by Pat Meadow, who was standing in front. And the Meadow family lived in this building until the 1990s. Wayside Inn, 1995. The Wayside Inn is now owned by the Assistance League of Diablo Valley. They have a gift shop, antique shop, and custom shop in the store. Benjamin Shreve's General Merchandise Store, 1869. Benjamin Shreve, Lafayette's first teacher, built the store in 1864. It was a combination store, insurance agency, and post office. The McNeil family bought this store and they named it the Pioneer Store. And he was to remain proprietor of that store until 1936. Pioneer Store, 1920s. The store was really an all-purpose store in those days. If you look closely, you can see that vegetables, canned goods, wash tubs, and shoes were among the many items sold here. Not a lot different from old supermarkets of today. The little boy in the picture is William McNeil, grandson of Robert McNeil, who's behind the counter. And William owns the building that has the Cybele Pizza and John's Barbershop. Pioneer Store, 1936. By 1936, the store had gone through a major remodeling. As you can see, it doubled in size. This photo was apparently taken to show the snowfall, which is unusual in Lafayette. I remember that snowfall very well because we had gone to high school in Concord, and they put us back on the train so we could go home and play in the snow. The Handlebar Store in 1986. This is the way it appeared then, and in 1995, I have another picture. Peter Thompson Blacksmith, 1839 to 1914. Mr. Thompson Wright bought the Lafayette Blacksmith Shop in 1863 from John Elston. He and his son after him carried on the business until 1924. Thompson's Blacksmith Shop. This shop stood at the junction of Mount Diablo Boulevard and Moraga Road in what is now the Plaza Shopping Center. Peter's son William had his name on the sign when this photo was taken. The Blacksmith Shop was one of the first in Contra Costa County. Bank of America building. The bank sits on the site of the Thompson Blacksmith Shop. Lafayette Post Office, 1904. This post office was built after the office was moved from its first location in the Pioneer Store. The postmaster from 1904 to 1927 was Carrie Van Meter, shown here with her daughter Pearl. This office was located on the land that is now used for the Safeway parking lot. She also started the county library in this office in 1915. Lafayette's newest post office. Town Hall, 1914. Not a part of the town center, but an important part of the community. The town hall was built on the corner of School Street and Moraga Way. Money was raised by the ladies of the town at dances prices and midnight suppers in Happy Valley. The men donated their time for construction of the hall. The Lafayette Improvement Association was formed to spearhead the project. Today, the town hall is used as a home of the Dramatours, a local theater group, which puts on stage plays in the town hall building, with reception area on the ground floor and stage and seating on the upper floor. This building has also been used for local civic functions such as candidate nights. Tunnel to Oakland. Lafayette gained easier access to the cities of Oakland and San Francisco when this single-bore tunnel was built in 1900 above the present Caldecott Tunnel. It was constructed of wood beams and without lights. Caldecott Tunnel, 1937. Originally called Broadway Low-Level Tunnel, probably because it was built below the old tunnel. This was begun in 1934 and opened in 1937. It greatly improved travel from Contra Costa County and the Bay Area and opened the way for more growth on the east side of the Berkeley Hills. Tunnel today. Today there are 3 bores and still traffic jams. Trains in Lafayette, 1913. The Sacramento Northern passed through Lafayette. This Wayside station was near the present Lafayette Community Center, which was the old Burton School. And this train I used to go to Concord every day when I went to high school. Lafayette Station, 1948. The Sacramento Northern Railway Station was on Moraga Boulevard. The Lafayette